The premiere episode of Marvel Studios' latest series, Moon Knight, has dropped on Disney Plus this morning. My apologies for the lack of videos, everyone. I'm still recuperating from all the slap heard around the world. Are we still talking about that, or no?
Okay.
Anyways, Oscar Isaac has made his debut into the Marvel Cinematic Universe as their version of a Batman-like vigilante. Also, veteran actor Ethan Hawke is in this show. So guys, if you are a fan of him and Isaac, and you haven't checked out this premiere episode yet, you might want to go do that because it's on Disney Plus right now. But if you have and you want to hear my thoughts about the nitty-gritty spoilers, stay tuned. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hess Project. I'm John Rodalaza, and today, like I said, we're reviewing the first premiere episode of Moon Knight. It dropped on Disney Plus, so I've been looking forward to it. Let's dive into it. I'm not gonna complain, but I will acknowledge that this is the first episode, and it's more or less an introductory episode to this character, to this brand new character. This is essentially the first 10 to 15 minutes of a film. And it's elongated for an entire episode, like 47 minutes, 40 minutes without credits. It's getting to know the character of Stephen Grant, a little bit of Mark Spector, and just a splash of Moon Knight. That is not to say everything that was in this episode was very intriguing, compelling, and it brought me to the edge of my seat. Like, I want to see the next 5 episodes right this second, and I'm jealous for everyone who got access to the first 4 episodes because what the hell? Man, that's probably gonna drive those people crazy. Having saw the first 4 episodes in one sitting, now they have to sit and watch those 4 episodes drop week after week after week after week. Dude. With that being said, let's go right into the show and dissect it a little bit. Oscar Isaac, like I said, he's made his MCU debut as the character of Mark Spector. More or less, we're getting Stephen Grant in this episode, and I really like his character in here. He's very quirky and just kind of nerdy type character, kind of an outcast. He's got no friends really, but immediately, like in the first scene we get introduced to him, he's already kind of questioning things that are going on in his life. Like, this woman walks up to him and says, "You're still on for Thursday, right?" I'm like, what? What are you talking about? So my bare bones basic knowledge of Moon Knight from the comic books is that there's multiple iterations, but the one that I'm more familiar with is the one with dissociative personality disorder. I think that's what it's called, DPD or something. This is a human being who has multiple personalities within himself, and we're seeing this first episode through the perspective of one man, Stephen Grant, and he is having these flashes of when he finally pops back out into the person. You know, like he'll like roll his eyes back for a second, the camera will zoom in on him, and it's great camera work. I like how they address that the change is happening, that the personality switch is going on, and we just flip immediately back to Stephen Grant, and now there's like some blood on his face. He's holding a gun, and there's people dead around him or something like that. There's multiple scenes like that in this show that tells you that there's something grander going on. And even our main lead, the person that the show is following in this first 40 minutes of this story, doesn't even know what's going on, and that's intriguing as hell, dude. I thought Oscar Isaac's portrayal of Stephen Grant was really good in here. It does remind me of a few other characters from other comic book films. I got a little hint of Jamie Foxx's Electro right before he turned blue in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Like, just that amount of quirkiness, you know, and being that type of a socially awkward individual, I thought was great, and he did it in his own way. Of course, I'm just drawing connections. I'm not saying that he's doing the same thing Jamie Foxx is doing, but I love what he did with the character of Stephen Grant, and it looks like, just from the glimpses we got of Mark Spector in this episode, it looks like they're going to be totally different personalities interacting with each other, and I love it. I already love it. We only got like a couple of scenes with Ethan Hawke and his character. I'm not exactly sure who he's playing. Maybe it's in a video somewhere. I'll probably watch it at some point in time, but he looks good in here, and like his acting is pretty good. I need a little bit more out of him in this show so far, because he just seems like a dude who thinks he's all hardcore, putting broken glass shards in his shoe and then, you know, just slipping them on. I will say, for the vibe that this episode has gone for, which is, you know, following this character that doesn't know what the hell is going on, it works so well, dude. The vibe and tone of the show, I was surprised at. I was surprised that it didn't lose itself while mixing in some crime, just a little bit of crime, and definitely a lot of mystery for sure. There's a whole lot of mystery. Some horror elements for sure, dude. When that, what's his name? Khonshu, the giant, like, crow-looking thing with the mummy toilet paper wrapped around him with the giant staff. Dude, that's creepy as hell. Every time I see it, I get a little shiver because it's creepy. There's even a shot of Khonshu in broad daylight, and he's still creepy. Visual effects, okay, so they looked great in the trailers. There's a certain scene in here, though, that I'll kind of pick at, because, of course, this is reviews. There's a certain car chase scene after Stephen Grant is struggling to, stay in control of the body. He keeps blacking out. He blacked out like twice in a single scene. And he's now in a car chase with Ethan Hawke's people. They're trying to chase after him or something. He's inside this truck, doesn't even know how to drive, but he suddenly knows how to drive. And I guess it's because he's got the muscle memory of some other personality like Mark Spector who does know how to drive or something like that, And there was just a lot of cars being bumped into one another, jumping off of cliffs, and it looked a little cartoonish to me, but, it's nothing crazy damaging to the show that made me like tune out or anything. I just kind of noticed it. I was just like, oh, that doesn't look But I think the effect of when like the robes and the garb just starts manifesting from within Steven and wraps around him to form the Moon Knight costume, I think that's dope. That looks amazing, and they did a really cool shot at the very end of the episode where he's being hunted down by what it looked like a werewolf type creature in the trailer. Now I'm not so sure. It looks like some demonic alien intergalactic, I don't even know, dude. I don't know. This thing started chasing after Steven, and then he goes into the bathroom, he's freaking out, and he looks through the mirror and he sees this reflection is not moving like he is. It's its own thing, and it's Mark looking into the mirror to communicate with Steven, and I thought that was dope, dude. That's a really clever way to have the personalities interact with one another, as opposed to something like they did in Split when James McAvoy had so many freaking personalities. He would just talk to himself, and they would have a scene where he's literally switching from personality to personality, talking to himself. This is another really cool alternative way they did it, and I enjoyed it. Mark, being the one who knows what's going on, is trying to walk Steven through it and trying to let him give him control of the body so that he can, Moon Knight the up. And so he does. Steven gives all the power to Mark, and then he forms into the Moon Knight costume. The lights start flickering in the bathroom as the Beast just crawls in, and he starts to get his ass handed to him. Like, there's a shot of the Beast trying to crawl out of the bathroom on the ground, and he gets pulled back in. He gets slammed into the back part of the bathroom and just gets pummeled over and over by this white figure in the darkness. And it's Moon Knight. This is the first shot of Moon Knight in the series. He turns around, walks right into the camera, and then it fades to black. Credits. Now, as excited as I've been for this show because it just looks really good, those trailers have won me over. We've seen bits of this car chase, and the car chase, the extended version of the episode, I wasn't super fond of. And that whole first shot of Moon Knight pummeling this creature in the bathroom when the light's flickering, that whole tracking shot is in a trailer. So as dope as that was, that's a really dope shot. I've already seen it in the trailer, so the best parts about this episode that I really enjoyed is Steven slowly unraveling this world that lives within him. Like, when he hears this phone, he finds the phone actually inside his ceiling, and he says this lady named Layla has been calling him several times, calls Layla, and Layla tells him basically some bits of information that she keeps calling him Mark, and where have you been? I haven't heard you in months, or something like that. And that's wild to me, dude. So that's what I thought of the episode. There's nothing about it that really, hyped me up more than I already was with the trailers. It showed me stuff that was in the trailer, but the most intriguing parts about this episode, the introductory of this world of Moon Knight, was Steven Grant. I love this weird, quirky character who has no idea what's going on. He's slowly unraveling this world within himself. He doesn't know who he is. I think that's a brilliant ride for the audience. We follow this character who knows just as much as we do. And I love it, dude. I love that type of storytelling. And if they pull it off, these last 5 episodes of the show can be amazing and could actually hype me up even more. This episode just felt like the stuff we've seen in the trailers, but just more of it, 40 minutes of it, which was fine, dude. I love this episode. So guys, those are my thoughts on the first premiere episode of Moon Knight. If you have seen the episode yet, let me know down below, what did you think of it? Did it excite you and hype you up even more? This is what I'm trying to say. I feel like people are gonna be mad about what I'm saying, but the aspect of wanting to see cool Moon Knight stuff, it's still there, but like I said, this episode was introductory to the Stephen Grant, Mark Spector, Moon Knight, triangle of chaos, whatever you want to call it. It's an introductory to all those characters, and we got just a tidbit of Moon Knight, so I want to wait for those other episodes before I trash the show or anything. I'm not trashing it. I really enjoyed this stuff, especially on the side of Stephen Grant. I think that's a really cool character, and I would like to see more of him interacting with Moon Knight and Mark Spector, and even more of Ethan Hawke's character, which I hope we get more of in the next episodes, because he just got a little bit of something in here. But again, it's a TV show. They're allowed to get away with slower paced stuff. They're allowed to flesh it out, I should say. So guys, leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Be sure to stick around, because I will be covering Moon Knight episodes every week. So you might want to stick around, because there is more to come.